Okay, welcome everyone. It looks like we are at 12:01, so we'll go ahead and begin. My name is Sarah Cable. I am the Outreach Coordinator for the Office of Interdisciplinary Programs, and it is my honor to welcome you to the first interdisciplinary grand rounds of the academic year. Our office is housed in the Office of the Vice Provost for Academic Affairs and Faculty Development, and the Office of Interdisciplinary Programs is charged with the development, implementation, operation, and evaluation of campus-wide interdisciplinary and interprofessional education requirements. Today, we will be referring to this as IPE, the acronym for Interprofessional Education. A few housekeeping items. Today's presentation is being recorded. Please remember to mute your microphones and use the chat function to ask any questions. We'll also have time at the end for Q&A. I will be your Zoom facilitator today, so you may message me directly if you run into any technical issues. But without further ado, we will begin today's presentation, and I'll turn it over to Sam.
Hi guys, welcome to our first interdisciplinary grand rounds of the 2022 academic year. I'm proud to present an introduction of interprofessional and interdisciplinary education. I'm joined today by my co-hosts, Katie and Sophia. So kind of jumping into how we will go through today's grand rounds, we will start with the history of the Interdisciplinary Student Council. We will give introductions to our council. We will talk about current IPE opportunities. And then we will look ahead at what 2022-2023 interdisciplinary grand rounds will be going forward and all of the opportunities hosted here on the OUHSE campus. So moving right along, the history of the Interdisciplinary Student Council. So the Interdisciplinary Student Council is led in part by the Interprofessional Educators and Practitioners Association, otherwise known as the IEPA, because they lead the efforts at the OUHSE to incorporate student participation in the IPE initiatives. I know the acronyms are a lot, please bear with me. Students recognize a need for student representation in the Educators and Practitioners Association and development of these interprofessional goals. This exposed need for a new model of student involvement within the IEPE was demonstrated need for sustainability and campus-wide student representation. Katie Stanton, the Vice President for HSC Student Affairs and the Office of Student Affairs, played essential roles in the discussions leading up to and organizing student engagement. Eventually, this led to a recommendation to create an advisory committee. From there, the Student Faculty Committee was developed and integrated into the IEPA. The Interdisciplinary Student Council is housed under the Student Faculty Committee and was founded initially by Daniel Gibretti and Sean Abbott in 2019. It became operational in 2020 under the guidance of the Office of the Provost for Academic Affairs and Faculty Development and the Office of Interdisciplinary Programs. And then last year, the ISC reached full sustainability during the 2021-2022 academic year. So that leads to what is the vision and purpose of the ISC? The ISC is to remain under the IEPA Student Faculty Committee for the maintenance, sustainability, and enhancement of the established models, and to enable collaboration with the IEPA to empower student leaders on campus to initiate, implement, and grow our interprofessional education initiatives. So our core mission is to empower all of you to improve and advance that interdisciplinary education at OU. Our primary goals include providing insight from and advocating for the student body of each college to promote interdisciplinary and interprofessional education within the colleges and throughout our campuses. We also want to provide opportunities for students to create new sustainable campus-wide interprofessional and interdisciplinary education. And we also have the goal to grow, improve, and oversee our current interdisciplinary and interprofessional initiatives. That leads me to who are we? Our executive team today includes myself. My name is Sam, if you did not catch that earlier, and I am a fourth-year pharmacy student and the current chair of the ISC.
Hi, everyone. My name is Katie Gill. I'm a second-year PA student in the College of Medicine, and I'm the vice chair.
Hi, everyone. My name's Sophia, and I am a second year in the College of Allied Health coordinated program for Master of Arts in Dietetics, long name, but I am the administrative chair.
And that will lead us into our actual committees, which house the student liaisons from each program. First, we have Kathy Lowe from the College of Nursing. We have Gertrude Davis from the Graduate College. And liaisons, if you are here, please turn on your cameras and wave at our audience so they have a face to the name and can message you guys directly if they have questions. Josh Breeze for the College of Dentistry. Rohan for the College of Dentistry as well. Daniel Crankfield for the College of Medicine MD. Christina Baxter for College of Medicine PA. Cody Jenkins for the College of Pharmacy. Allison Bryan for the Allied Health, with Ty Follingham for Allied Health as well. We also have Lauren McAdams for the College of Public Health and David Soto for the Lumina Queer Student Alliance group here on campus. We also have student liaisons from the SGA, and that would be Taylor McLarty and Ozair Nevaqueer. That leads us into our faculty and advisors. We have Margaret Robinson, the Associate Director of the Office of the Provost of Academic Affairs and Development, Sarah Cable, our lovely host and coordinator today, and Raina Leckie, our Student Faculty Committee Chair, who works for the Office of Social Work. This leads us into the current Student Council projects.
So first, I'm just going to go through a couple of the different projects that the ISC has been a part of in previous years. A lot of them are in collaboration with a bunch of different student organizations on campus, one of them being Unity in Health Symposium. This was done in collaboration with the Student Government Association and the ISC. And basically, it was just a really good opportunity for students on campus to talk about their their cultures, their background, and how this is going to impact their education now and their future in healthcare. So again, it was just a really great opportunity to highlight the diversity that we have on campus, not only within the individual programs, but our students as a whole. So that was one thing that we got to participate in last year. Next thing that we collaborated with Unity Clinic was Unity Week. And basically, this is a collaboration between the ISC and Unity Clinic. And it just highlighted interdisciplinary and interprofessional opportunities on campus. It happened in April last year, and we had a variety of keynote speakers that talked about IP activities and the faculty development certificate launch and the different simulations that we highlight. And so it was just a good opportunity to showcase through a whole week the different IPE opportunities and achievements that we've had over the academic year.
At the end of the week, we did get to cap it off with this interdisciplinary collaboration symposium where everyone across campus got to share the updates from their academic year and what they've managed to achieve, which was a very cool thing to witness.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there were awards, and it was just a good opportunity to, to highlight our students and how hard they've been working throughout the academic year. So next, I'm going to pass it off to David so that he can talk about the patient simulations that Lumina hosts.
Yeah, of course. So My name is David. I serve on the ISC as the representative for the Lumina Queer Student Alliance. For the past year, I've been working on the team that has developed this 2S LGBTQ plus patient simulation. It's a pilot simulation we developed. We wanted to train students and pre-professionals of any discipline to provide safe, identity-affirming care, sort of to bridge those gaps in health disparities for LGBTQ health. Our standardized patient actors involved in the simulation, they are real members of the queer community, and they represent their real personal experiences in interacting with the students. This simulation has been interdisciplinary work from the ground up. Our team is composed of students from all 7 colleges at OUHSC, as well as health professionals from a wide variety of disciplines. In conjunction with the ISC, I'm grateful to the ISC for all of the help. We've been able to work with students from each college, sort of to identify from them the learning points that are most significant to each college, i.e. College of Medicine learning points, College of Pharmacy learning points, and then incorporate those details into the didactic curriculum and then in the patient cases. So we now operate once a month. We allow any student or pre-professional to take part in our simulation. And it's sort of our hope that our continued mission is to make the curriculum as diverse as possible, to include as many disciplines as we can and as many queer patient interests that we can. I'm happy to report that some colleges at OUHSC have taken an interest in incorporating our content created by our team into their official curriculum. And this is ultimately the direction that our team wants to head in, to have correct, up-to-date healthcare for the LGBTQ plus people, future patients, to be part of the main curriculum for healthcare professionals.
Thank you, David. Next, we're going to talk about the Great Debate. This is held annually by the Graduate College, and it was first proposed by Clayton Sandell, a representative for the Graduate College during the 2020-2021 academic year. He wanted to, or was able to, utilize the ISC to gauge interest in the proposal debate topic and to refer a participant to the debate teams from each college on campus. So that's how it started. Last year,
I actually was able to participate in the Great Debate, and so I can speak very highly of the program. It is something that I encourage all students to get involved with if they can, if they have the time to. Last year, our Great Debate was topicked over mental health should be prioritized over physical health. That was the primary premise for our debate. And so we had a team take a pro side and a team take the con side. From there, we got to work with Dr. Iona from the Department of Graduate Studies and OU Law in training on how to have an academic debate for an audience. So there was no need to have previous high school debate experience or college debate experience. They taught you how to do that. And it really helped us learn how to work as a team to conduct research and gather and create our arguments to then showcase what we found in the weeks leading up to our Great Debate. So it really allows students to get to work together with people you might not have ever met before, to gain experience in researching and defending that argument in much more of a professional setting than we typically get to have exposure to. And like I said, you didn't need to have debate experience to participate. I certainly didn't.
So yeah, the Great Debate was just a really good opportunity to pull everyone together and have an interesting conversation about a really relevant topic. So be on the lookout for next year's topic. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next thing. So this is our IPE newsletter. It's typically put out monthly, and this is the best way to stay up to date with all the different IPE programs on campus. There's a lot of different opportunities and events that students can participate in, so just be on the lookout for these IPE newsletters in the future. Next, we'll have Tate speak a little bit more about Unity Clinic.
Hi, everyone. This is Tate Atkinson. I'm the chair of the Unity Clinic. I will be just discussing briefly about the foundation of the Unity Clinic and what we are. So the Unity Clinic began its operations or began being built in the fall of 2019. And since then, we started opening our doors at the Good Shepherd Clinic in 2020. And the Unity Clinic is our campus's student-led free healthcare clinic, which incorporates students from all of our campus's colleges, as well as the College of Social Work at the OU Norman campus. So this is just an amazing opportunity for students to learn how to work with each other in a kind of preclinical setting before they get out into their jobs. Therefore, like helping them to prepare for a workforce and workspace where they're going to be working with other healthcare professionals. And it also gives you an opportunity to learn how to take care of patients with special health needs.
Another thing that Unity Clinic participates in or plans is vaccine clinics. And the ISC last year did help with recruiting volunteers, but primarily it's a Unity Clinic project. But this was one of this was a really good opportunity to do community outreach, and especially with the pandemic, there was just such a need in our community to provide vaccines. So Unity Clinic really stepped up to the base and provided so many vaccines to the community. And they were at different places like Good Shepherd Clinic, Cole Community Clinic, and Henderson Hills. And they were able to vaccinate over 50,000 patients. So that is just really amazing. Here are some pictures from the vaccine clinics. Again, we had students from all places helping out with the vaccine clinics, and it was just a really amazing outreach effort that we were able to do during the pandemic. So another thing that arose from the pandemic is the vaccine hesitancy town hall. The ISC was involved with researching and planning the 2021 COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy town hall. The previous vice chair assisted with the research and design of the vaccine hesitancy pamphlet, and the previous ISC chair assisted with the creation of the campus survey and participated as a panelist during the town hall. So that was just a good, another good opportunity to try to educate people during the pandemic about vaccines and try to really understand our community and why people might be hesitant. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the grand rounds, which is what we're doing today, but it is the main project that ISC participates in. The original concept for the interdisciplinary grand rounds envisions students from 2 or more professions presenting content applicable to a team-based treatment approach. A monthly seminar would be held at each college over the course of the academic year, providing students with the opportunity to engage with the presented content in learning environments or in the learning environments of their peers. Our vision was to expand upon the original scope of the interdisciplinary grand rounds. So currently, the interdisciplinary grand rounds will serve as a showcase highlighting the incredible efforts of students engaged in interdisciplinary or interprofessional endeavors. This is a campus-wide spotlight on student innovation and collaboration in the ID/IPE space. Through this broadcast to the campus community, increased recruitment, engagement, and expansion of these initiatives, the grand rounds can flourish. We invite you to our ongoing seminar series and encourage you to look for announcements in the HSC Daily and college communications. So our next grand round is in October, and it will cover vaccine hesitancy. We did previously talk about this, and we found that it was a very valuable topic to discuss, and it's still a very relevant ongoing topic. So we are again going to be talking about it. There will be speakers from multiple disciplines sharing their experiences with vaccine hesitancy and how to tackle the issue with patients, friends, family, and more. So just remember, keep an eye out for announcements for our next vaccine hesitancy IGR, and we expect that it'll be sometime in mid-October. So now we're going to talk a little bit about opportunities for you guys to participate in these different collaborative projects. So again, I'll have Tate talk a little bit more about Unity Clinic.
Hi, everyone. I'm just going to highlight a few of the things that we do at Unity Clinic in a little more detail. So I mentioned earlier that the Unity Clinic operates its own primary care health clinic out of the Good Shepherd. And so we do that 3 times a week on Wednesday and Thursday evening and Friday mornings. And this is an opportunity for a diverse healthcare team to work together to provide care for the underserved in our community. On top of that, the Unity Clinic also does community outreach events. And so we have recently had the amazing opportunity to receive our mobile outreach vehicle, which we can use to transport students, supplies to spaces that we weren't previously able to go to in order to provide education and healthcare services. Another project that we're currently working on in our team is working with CSU, which is a service provider for homeless youth in Oklahoma City, to create a healthcare clinic to serve that community. And so those are just some projects that we have been currently working on. You can move to the next slide. So here is just a little breakdown of the Unity Clinic and its impact over this past year. So over the past year, we saw 970 patients. We had 886 learners go through our clinic, and we worked with a total of 17 community partners. And so looking at the services that we've provided, we came to a total of $903,000 that we have donated in basically financial costs. So that's to our patients. Slide. There you go. And so if you would like to join the Unity Clinic, there's a few ways you can get involved. So we regularly have volunteer signups, which are sent out by our profession reps to all of our different colleges and programs on our campus. So keep an eye out for that. And there's opportunities at kind of all levels of academic and clinical training for students to get involved in our clinical setting. And then on our community outreach side, we're currently working on developing both a community outreach committee and also working on developing the CSU project. And so there should be sign-outs going out pretty soon in the next week or so, inviting students to join our team and help us plan and collaborate these different community outreach events that we're holding.
Thank you, Tate, so much for speaking on Unity Clinic. Now we're going to move on to the virtual interdisciplinary simulations that are hosted here on campus. These simulations really take very difficult situations that we will encounter in our careers as healthcare providers and provide a safe space. I don't like that wording, but a simulation where you can work through how to approach this when you are going to encounter it. So like David has said before, we do have our LGBTQ plus community informed simulation, and you've already heard a little bit about that. Now, if you have more questions or you're looking to sign up, please reach out. We would love to get everyone through our programs. We also have a delivering bad news simulation where we really are going to take the healthcare team as an approach to delivering that bad news after a healthcare crisis. So it really teaches you what your role can be as a part of a team rather than necessarily as an individual, and how it can work out through every step of the process. We have our self-advocate as a medical educator and family advocate as a medical educator, or SAME-FAME simulation. And this really focuses on those members of our community that have disabilities and are going to perhaps encounter challenges in using the American healthcare system. So we're looking at how to talk to patients about becoming their own advocate, or in pediatric or other situations, how the family can advocate for that patient. We also have a poverty simulation, which is incredibly important here in Oklahoma, as 1 in 7 Oklahomans actually experience poverty every single day. So this is a way that we can use our status as healthcare providers to talk to the patients about how to overcome these barriers that are going to come with their income and economic status, and how to provide that best level of patient-centered care throughout the healthcare team, whether it's from a pharmacist standpoint to social work's role to our direct healthcare providers. We really are focusing on providing the best care to one of our most vulnerable populations. If you're looking for more descriptions or how to get enrolled in these simulations, I invite you to go for this link here. Honestly, just search OUHSC student simulation and it will pop right up. Our upcoming simulations, we have a few next week with our LGBTQ and our same FAME. The enrollment for these might be closed, but I do invite you to check if it's something that you're interested in. On the 30th, we have our social determinants of health, which I didn't speak about, but it's help from the team aspect of how to fit in when social determinants of health are happening in an acute situation, and how to talk to a patient about dealing with them as they prepare for discharge and leaving our hospital care. On October 6th, we have our poverty simulation, and on the 7th, we have our breaking bad news. Later on this fall, we will be partnering and working with the SGA to have our big event, which, if you are familiar with OU's campus, is one of our volunteer opportunities to serve the community which we are placed in. So students from each of the 7 healthcare profession colleges volunteer within the greater OKC area in an effort to build and show appreciation, their appreciation and build relationships with our surrounding community. This year, the event will take place on Saturday, October 22nd, 2022. We've been informed to invite you to watch the OUHSC Daily for sign-up updates as they come out. Next week, we actually have the DEA week, and this is the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion inviting students, faculty, and staff to participate. So they will have the neighborhood table, which will be under the clock tower drive circle by the library, and there will be free food and plenty of community members to come and meet, greet, and mingle with. On the 22nd, we will be touching a bit more on that mobile outreach and have everyone have an opportunity to learn about the Health Science Explorer. And then on Friday, we will be celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month at Andrews Academic Tower, which is partnered with the DEI, And we will have a guest speaker, Dr. Gomez Perez, and these registration links are in the OUHSC Daily. So free food for the first 60 people. Best of luck getting there. College of Medicine, you do get OUCHA credit for that Friday event. So here is our contact information for both Katie and I, and we have more information available on our website. At this point, we will turn it over for questions from all of you. And I just want to say thank you for attending. Sarah Cable has posted a link that we invite you to fill out for our attendance. It's a slightly new format for those of you who attended last year, so just please bear with us. The floor is open for anyone who has any questions. And if you don't want to turn on your microphone or camera, you are more than welcome to type something out into the chat.
Sam and Katie, since you guys are no longer first-year students on campus and have been around for a little bit, what would your recommendations be to early learners about what have been your favorite IP activities, or what would you suggest being a starting point for getting involved?
Well, for me, my two favorite IP activities are Unity Clinic, because that's when you really start to like take what you're learning in the classroom and start applying it. So every time I went to Unity Clinic, it was eye-opening. Like, I learned so much every single time. I might not have done very well at it or, done great things, but I learned so much, and it's only going to help my patients in the long run. And then my second favorite IP thing was the Breaking Bad News simulation. And, I think it's hard to have those conversations. And like with all the simulations that we offer, they're typically really hard conversations to tackle. And it's hard as a student to just know where to start. So each of those simulations gives you the foundation to approach these conversations. And I really liked the Breaking Bad News simulation. So I would just say that, when you get these announcements from your liaisons or from your programmer or whoever about different IP activities, even if it feels like it's the biggest hassle to take time out of studying to go to these events, it's really a great study break, because you're doing something than just staring at a book or your computer screen, and you're still learning something that is really relevant and really applicable to your future patients. So it's really just about like going for it. You just have to do those opportunities, because everyone that I've done has just been a really wonderful learning opportunity.
I would definitely echo that. As it's my 4th year on this campus, I would say that I've gotten opportunities boundless, and I wish I had taken more of them earlier. I definitely, as a first-year student, was incredibly overwhelmed with what options were available, and so I didn't get involved as early as I wish I had. So to the first-year students that are here, take every opportunity that comes with you, take that study break and go learn in a different format, because it's really, like Katie said, it's just going to help your patients in the long run to learn how to advocate for themselves, or how to advocate for our patients who experience poverty. I would say my favorite event was definitely the Great Debate and Great Symposium, just because I got to see all of the amazing research done by our graduate students and get to make some really cool connections and get to argue in a constructive format. I really got to enjoy that last spring. Looks like we have a question in the chat. Do we have mentors that have helped us through our medical journey? And do you suggest for first years to get a mentor? So I can answer this first. As part of the College of Pharmacy, we had student mentors our first year that really helped foster how to get involved on campus. And my mentor, while I might have been overwhelmed, he was very structured in helping me figure out what I did want to do, and eventually helping me get into a place where I could have the positions I do have today. So mentors, when we talk about them, it might seem very daunting to ask a faculty member or even an older student for help, but I can guarantee you we're all playing for the same team, and we really do want everyone to excel. So the worst thing you will ever hear is no. And even a no may be a not today, but maybe tomorrow. So I would go ahead and bite the bullet and ask for help, or get involved in your college's mentorship programs.
And I would like to add that if your program doesn't have a mentor program and you want to get involved in activities like this on campus, your liaisons are a really good opportunity, or a really good way to start learning about these different opportunities and get connected on campus. So there's lots of resources out there, and feel free to reach out to any of us if you have any questions.
If there are no more questions, we'll give you a little bit of time back on your lunch hour. Katie and I will stick around and see if there are any more questions that pop up. But thank you again for attending our interdisciplinary grand rounds today.